What is up, beautiful people? It is Friday, maybe Saturday, one of those two, but it is
game
that
day.
time. It could be, yes, game day for some of you watching on Saturday, but it is that time. It is Charlotte for the week, episode 27-ish, I think. I think that's where we're at least. I counted earlier. I think we were about 27, so that's what we're going to go with. Shout out who's a famous 27. First one that comes to mind. Giancarlo Stanton? First name that came to mind. Austin Riley. Oh, he plays for Atlanta. Never mind. It's episode 27. It is Charlotte for the week. We are ready to roll. Another 2-game week. I will let you guys know this. The one game will already happen before this airs, so we'll brush right through that one. But again, it's just a busy schedule. We're doing the best we can to keep up with the schedule itself. But yeah, so a little bit of a tidbit there, if you will. But we'll jump right into it. We'll go ahead and recap. You get a double recap as well again this week. 2 games that happened over the past week. Of course, the last one, a historic one for us, our first live that we did. That was excellent. Loved it. Other than I forgot the mics. Good job there for me. Have them here. Y'all can hopefully hear me loud and clear, and we'll get right into it. And not the best in use.
Nope.
So the first game, it was a win or go home scenario for Charlotte in the Leagues Cup, and or stay home, I guess, better said. And we did stay home. It was Charlotte 0. It was Pachuca 1. Stoppage time goal, scored on a breakaway, kind of a turnover, and they scored late, very, very late. I'll be honest, I think this was about as sad after a game as I have ever been. I shout out producer Gabby. I called her. I think she thought I was about to cry. She thought other things were happening. No, just Charlotte lost. But it was a very, very sad game because we had the quarterfinal right there. It was on 2 of our feet, I would say. Obviously, a Loco had a huge, huge chance, wide open net to the left.
Wide open. Decides
to go right for whatever reason. It's blocked by the goalie. Same thing with Goodwin. Obviously, Archie gets the PK. Wasn't a terrible PK, to be fair, but obviously it was blocked, well saved by the goalie. And, I mean, a couple minutes later, that was at the stoppage time as well. And then they go right down and score pretty much directly after that. And that was Blouse's right there. You look at the stats, they were fairly even, right? I mean, they did have a few more shots, but yeah.
But they weren't shots on target.
Correct. I mean, but yeah, possession. We actually won the possession battle for once. Yeah, I think we've learned there's a direct correlation. More on that to come, though. I think we may want to win it this week, but again, different story, different segment. But yeah, Charlotte 52% possession. Shots were 20-11 in favor of Pachuca. They also doubled us up on the shots on target at 4-8. However, we did have the higher expected goals at 1.7-1.
Because we had a penalty kick and a wide open net.
Correct. I mean, we definitely had the bigger chances. There's no doubt about that. Weren't able to capitalize. It was, especially the first half, was pretty blah, I would say at best. And that's all we really had. I'll turn it over to you guys. What did you think? Yeah.
For me, this was super heartbreaking because even if we would have tied and I think lost in penalties, we would have gone through.
That's true.
We absolutely did the one thing we couldn't do.
Yes.
Any other scenario we would have gone through. And I just think, I mean, to leave a goal in extra time, I mean, it was, and yes, we had our opportunities to win, but I question the starting lineup. I mean, I get that Tiger Smalls had a good things. I just think he's better off the bench or just staying on the bench. Sorry, I mean, I'm just saying. I was
drinking his Kool-Aid after the last
I think he played well, but I don't think he should have started. I just don't think he has that tenacity that we need in a starting wing or forward or whatever. So I was just really disappointed in at least our offensive power that we put on the pitch that night. Mm-hmm. And I think it kind of just showed in so I don't know. I kind of had forgotten about it, so I'm pretty not.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got better news coming up in a second, I promise. But Brian,
for me, I told you at the beginning, I did not care about Leagues Cup. It turns out I really did care about it.
Yes,
and I mean, probably for me, top 3 worst feeling after a loss ever. Maybe the only other one that maybe worse is the Orlando playoff game a few years back. But I just remember sitting there because it was such a late goal and just thinking, this is awful.
Like almost
just gut punching. I mean, there's no better way to describe this. But like, my dog died a year or a month ago, and not that it was quite the same feeling there. Shout out Django. But yeah, I mean, it just felt like that. It was just like,
punched in your stomach.
Just straight up.
Leave it up to Charlotte to get your hopes up. Think, oh my gosh, here we go. We have a chance. We're so close. And then be like, nope.
We really missed our guy, Pep Biel.
Yes.
Missed out because of the red card.
Which is also really
I think we go through if we have Pep.
I don't think there's much question there. I think we were just missing that. We should also mention it was Allan Saint-Maximin's debut.
Yep.
He came in around, the 75th minute of that game and drew the PK that Goodwin ultimately missed.
Not sure why I didn't take it.
But, to be fair, I did go back and look at the stats. Goodwin's 6 for 6 in his career, or was going into it. Now he's 6 for 7. But anyway, tough miss, and obviously I was questioning that at the time. But go back and watch the penalty. It wasn't a terribly taken penalty. He seemed convicted to it. He went his side, and goalie chose right at the end of the day. I mean, he could have gotten a little closer to the edge, to the post, but.
Recently, though, in the games that we're getting ready to talk about this, but the most recent games that the person who's drawn the penalty has taken the penalty kick. Leo Labata, which we'll talk about, but also Tiger Smalls and the other Leagues Cup game. So, I don't know, a little bit weird, I guess, maybe because he's brand new, they wanted,
don't put that type of pressure on him, perhaps. I don't know, but anyway. He is a DP after all, so maybe, I don't know. A lot of just tough feelings after the game. We won't harp on it too much. It's over with. We're out. Leagues Cup is over, at least for us. Quarterfinals do happen, I think, next week. Yeah, so I won't be watching. Screw that thing. We are on to bigger and better things, hopefully, here in the MLS, which we will move to right now, actually. So the Saturday game, much, much better, much more happy feelings. How I was feeling coming into this episode. It was Charlotte 3, Columbus 1. Beautiful match. I was still chanting Charlotte FC. We were all chanting Charlotte FC when that first goal went in. Within 30 seconds, I think
26, I think, or 25.
Yeah, I think it was 26. I was certain that had to be the quickest goal. It was not. It was the second quickest goal in Charlotte FC history.
I don't know what the first one was.
I didn't take the time to look it up. That's probably something I should have done, to be honest, but I didn't. Second fastest goal in Charlotte FC history. And then that was followed up just a few minutes later, actually in the 9th minute, I believe, is when it was for a Bada's PK. Who was it that drew that? Was it Biel, I believe, that drew the penalty on that one? That sounds right. I didn't write it down again. But anyway, Abada with the PK in there in the 9th minute to make it 2-0, pretty much before anybody had sat down, which was great.
I'm pretty sure Abada drew the penalty.
Abada did draw that penalty as well. Okay, there you go. And a little bit more on him in a second. But yeah, Abada draws the penalty, gets the PK, scores it. After that, we did see a lot of possession to Columbus, to be fair. Now, was it great possession? No, I think we were just, weathering the storm, so to speak. There wasn't a lot. They being Columbus, of course, did get a goal right before halftime. Headed goal over Tim Ream, it might be added. He's had a bit of an issue with that over the last couple of months, you could say. It was in the 41st minute. Adams, an 18-year-old, first goal for the club, by the way. So shout out him. But that made it 2-1 at halftime. A little dicey, but then our boy Allan Saint-Maximin came into the game at halftime, and wow, he was phenomenal. Didn't get a goal or an assist, I might add. He wasn't on a goal contribution list here, but boy, he was awesome. He was man of the match. Player. Yeah, he played half the match, didn't even get on the score sheet, and was still man of the match. That tells you how impactful that player was. It was great to see him out there. Biel did he scored on the play. It was started by that Maximin. He beat 2 or 3 players.
Went to Loco.
Went straight over. Yep, and then I think it went to Biel first, and then to Clary. Hello, twin. And then back to Loco, and then back in the goal. It was a beautiful goal there by Biel. Made it 3-1. That was game over at that point. Stats in this one again. Charlotte 35% possession, kind of.
That's what we like to do.
Columbus 65. Shots were 9-26 in favor of Columbus.
However, not on target.
Shots on target, exactly. 7 out of the 9 shots we took were on target, only 4 for Columbus. So that goes to show where they were shooting from. A lot of nothing burgers, if you will. Expected goals were actually even, 1.9 to 1.9, but it felt like we were in control. Personally, obviously from the jump, scoring there in the 26th second. So I'll pass it back to you guys. We'll start with Brian down there this time. What were your thoughts on this game?
Well, shout out to Bronico, the mayor, for that early goal. Good for him. He hasn't seen a lot of the pitch this year, but played the full 90. So we love our guy Brant. Happy for him. I was a little bit nervous after we gave up the goal right at halftime. It felt like, oh no, here we go again. We have given up a couple of 2-goal leads this year, but we held on, and it felt great after the Leagues Cup. If they would have come back and tied the game, and the game would have ended in a tie, or somehow we would have lost, I would have been real down. After the Leagues Cup,
this episode would have had a much different tenor. I'll say that.
Would have all been black.
But they played really well. It's exciting. Maxi is, he's going to be a fun player.
Yeah, imagine once he figures out the turf too.
Yeah, he had mentioned that after the game.
I thought this was great. This is what we love about Charlotte's FC. They're exciting. We don't have to have the ball because once we get it, we make things happen. And it just seemed like even though it didn't look like the crowd was great. I mean, it wasn't a terrible crowd, but it sounded like they were into it. Kind of like converted a Columbus.
I was saying, Amy made a friend that was a Columbus friend. Yeah.
And she's going to talk about getting season tickets. Shout out Kay and Cullen.
She's got to stay the whole time next time. But I think she is following this channel now as well. So shout that out. You started that. Yeah,
that game right there and that night and the atmosphere and just everything, that's what we love about Charlotte FC.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it so fun to support this team. And that's what makes it so hard when they don't do what they're able to do. I do want to shout out Bronico. I just think he is a workhorse, and I think you always see him putting it in training. You always see him putting it in on the pitch. And it's nice to see that he's gotten 2 goals here in the last couple of games that he's been in. So shout out to him. I wish some of our guys could take his tenacity and his energy he brings to the pitch, because no offense, Brant, and I think he would say this, I don't think he's the most skilled player by far, but he finds a way to put himself in front of that goal when he can make a difference.
He's going to make an impact, whether it's scoring goals or just running.
I think maybe it's his mental game and knowing where to position himself and just his tenacity and space. I mean, I do feel like what makes a great player is when they know how to play with that tenacity and that fierceness.
The grind set, like he
I'm glad to have Brant on this team, and hopefully he can put that into some of our younger players, because some of our younger players have the skill. We just don't have. Charlotte FC lacks that player that when you need him to go score, they're like, give me the ball, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Aloko, and I'll talk a little bit more about him again in a second, teasing a lot of things tonight, by the way, but I feel like he has that mentality, but he doesn't quite, he's still young, 19 years old, and I think he can learn a lot from Bronico, just continuing to put yourself in the right spots. Because, again, you know what you're going to get out of Bronico every single time he's on the pitch, which is valuable. Like you said, he's not going to be the most skilled player out there at any time, but he is going to be the player that runs the most, that is diving for the ball, is wanting it at his feet so that he can go try to make something happen.
And I'm sure when he's not on the pitch, he's doing making a huge difference to those guys on the bench, talking to him and explaining to them and teaching and coaching on that.
You lose a player like Kerwin Vargas, who kind of same type mindset, I guess you would say, and now he can be that player for us, at least in the interim, until maybe we go find somebody, which again we'll talk about.
You are teasing all over the place.
I can.
Dropping little
things
Easter
on my mind. Call them those, little breadcrumbs, if you will. But overall, just to put a crown on this particular segment, again, beautiful night at the bank, loved it.
It was a hot night.
Very hot night, no doubt about it. It was a warm one. We did tailgate before, and that was one of the hotter ones I can remember. But all worth it in the end. It was a 3-1 victory for the boys in black and blue. Got those 3 points, and a lot of other good things happened. Another teaser that we will talk about in a little bit that will help us moving forward. All right, and now into the next segment is, of course, news for the week. A couple things going on, Brian. I'll pass it over to you to get it started.
Yeah, we got our second season ticket renewals. They went out just this past week. They have the sprint season in them, as well as the 2027-28 season, or the 2027. I'm not sure how it works, but it's the half season and then the next full season, all combined into the season tickets. So excited about that. Looking forward to
and they
lots
have
more
like
games.
some like perks, like value meals and
it was
nice.
There was a lot of stuff in there.
Yep.
So
I money back on the PSL, so that's great.
Yeah.
Also, second little bit of information: Liel Abada was named to the man of the match on the bench. So a team of the match day rather on the bench. So shout out to Liel Abada. He's
maybe his first, maybe second. I think Atlanta a couple years ago he got it.
Bottom line is, he's taken a lot of heat on this show from us. I've given him a lot, but he showed up the last few games, so I'm happy for him, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously he has, been much maligned by not just us. I mean, pretty much every Charlotte FC fan. I mean, when you are a DP, that pressure is going to be on you. You lose a player like Vargas, you have to step up, and to be fair, he more than often hasn't since that has happened. So continued success. Love to see it from Liel Abada. Again, now it's about maintaining that and hopefully pushing even further forward. Speaking of Kerwin Vargas, here we go. Get into some of these breadcrumbs. So Dean Smith, of course, had a press conference. This was actually directly after the 3-1 victory, where he did announce that the team is looking to fill the senior roster spot that Vargas left vacant very soon. Very soon, he said that. And so there is no international spot to be available, so it has to be a domestic player.
Which
with something
takes
he
the
mentioned.
Visa out of the whole
That's if and when we
so he might play this year.
I mean, at least be ready for the sprint season the way we do it. But exactly. I think it's something that is happening. I mean, Dean's usually. He doesn't leave a lot. I mean, but he's pretty transparent when he's saying things, and when you hear something like that come from the coach, certainly perked my ear. So I only went on about hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know, somewhere.
No rumors, though, right?
No rumors. So this is just purely speculation. I just wanted to expand a little bit about some of the players I thought would make sense based on that criteria. Exactly, and so. I'll be honest, these names may not mean a lot to some of the people out there, but
I don't think you told them why you're telling me.
I did. I said no international spot, so it will be a domestic player. You got to listen here. Come on now. You got to keep those ears up.
Just want to make sure
airball.
But that is important. So it has to be an American. I didn't fully understand what it meant. Apparently, they can be, from other leagues as well. It just has to be an American player. Important to know, but I, for this exercise, assumed it meant both MLS and American, so that's what I chose. I chose the 4 players that I thought fit the criteria the best.
The crown?
That could be for the crown. There we go. I didn't even do the 4.
I had to redeem myself.
I had 5, but then I realized the 5th was not possible because he's out for the year with an injury. So it is 4 players. Yeah, probably not. I should also say I think all of these players are players that are short-term. They are rentals. We will loan them through the rest of the season, perhaps buy them at the end of the season if things go well, but I think these are loaned players. Obviously, we know a name that Amy loves so much. Nikola Petkovic will be taking one of those spots back next year, potentially anyway. So I think this is a player for this year to help us go win this year, right? So just keep that in mind as we go through them. So first player, out of all the extensive research I did not look up how to say this guy's name, so apologies in advance, but it's Jeremy Ababase. I hope I'm saying that correct.
Sounds good to me.
He plays for LAFC. Why him? Well, he is a striker. Okay. He is a striker.
Okay.
And I'll explain why here in a little bit, but listen, obviously at LAFC, he's not getting a ton of minutes. That's where Son obviously is playing. But he is a proven striker. He scored over 10 goals, I think 2 or 3 different times in his career already, playing for LAFC. Again, a player we could potentially loan, get in there, big body type striker that I think could make sense. I think we have a bit of a striker problem right now. I just do. And so I think we need a little bit of a roster reset there. I'll explain a little bit more of that in a second, but that's the first player on the list. Again, for a loan through the rest of the season, get him out there, maybe give us a little bit more of a up top, if you will. Second player on the list, and this is probably my favorite player on the list for sure, Cole Bassett from Portland is what I was trying to say there. Bassett is a 2-footed attacking midfielder, right? To me, I've really liked what I've seen out of Biel, kind of going a little bit further up top on the right. I think Bassett could take his spot as far as attacking 10 and move Biel up to the right. If we do that, I want to see a Loco go to striker. I think his skill set, that's what I've been waiting to say this entire time, really. I think his skill set, for at least for how we're playing right now, makes so much sense for up top. He's really good. I mean, the goal that we scored that he had the assist on was just a little layoff. I think he can do a lot more of that from the center as opposed to on the right. His defense still needs some work. He would put the fear of God in teams as far as speed up top. He reminds me a lot more of a Patrick Ajamong type. I think you move him to striker. You move Biel outside, and then you have Bassett right there as the attacking mid. I love that idea. Just have to say it. And the other two kind of fit that same mold with a Loco moving to that striker position. Paul Areola, he would be the veteran here, right? He's not an upside guy. You know what you're going to get. He's 31 years old.
Rumored to Charlotte. Remember back before he went to Seattle, he was rumored to come.
I honestly didn't even know that. Well, full circle there. Again, a player that we could loan out through the rest of this season would bring some senior leadership. He is a true two-way right winger, just like a Kieran Vargas would have been. Again, I think you bring him in, and he just knows the right way to play, so another good option there. And lastly, I think this is the least likely because this would be more of a full buy, in my opinion. He's a younger, kind of more prospect type, Caden Clark. He is a right winger as well, not playing at all for DC right now. I think he's played maybe not even 200 minutes or something this year. I mean, a very little bit of time, but he is a very highly touted prospect. I think he could use some minutes, and I think we could give him those minutes potentially. Again, the others are a little bit more polished, a little bit more established players. I think that would make more sense for short term. Caden Clark would be more like we do need to fill out that spot, but we kind of want to buy you, I think.
He's a right winger?
Right winger is what he's listed.
I think you're on to something. I mean, I think we need to solve that right wing position, whether it's a new player there that starts over there or if it is Pep that moves out there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that to me, that's the area of weakness right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Abada seems to play better on the left. Obviously, Maxi is going to be there, but, who comes in for Abada if he stays, if he only gets about 60 minutes out of him. So I think you're probably on that right side is where we need to fill in.
Yeah, and those last two there, again, Areola and Caden Clark, both right wingers, which could make sense just like for like. And again, my thought there, again, if it is a Bassett that's more of that attacking midfield, that gives you flexibility. You can still play Pep Biel there. You can play both of them. You can move Pep Biel out wide if you needed to. You can bring a Loco inside. You can leave him outside, right? I mean, it gives you a little bit more flexibility in the roster. Ibabase would be definitely just out-and-out striker type. Listen, it's nothing really against Goodwin. I still think he makes sense as kind of that second choice striker, one that can come in for the final 20, 25 minutes, run down, but he hasn't all the way proven himself in front of goal, in my opinion. And we have to be fair. Toklamani just hasn't really had it this year. He's not that big body type that is just imposing players up top right now. Mm-hmm. I think we have the wings kind of figured out, especially with Maximin on the left now, and then any one of the players we just mentioned here, and Areola, again, a Pep Biel, of course, on the right. Any of that could make.
I like what you're thinking. I mean, I think a Loco is probably the long-term solution, but he's still raw.
Yeah.
That'll give him a little bit more time to develop. I mean, I like him coming off the bench a little bit. If he plays,
he can still play right wing.
At striker, but that short-term loan makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I just think him playing up top the rest of this season, like right now when he is turning the ball over, it's not a good spot because you're out there on the wing. I think if you are more in the middle, if you do turn it over, it's not quite as huge when you're at the top, line, if you will. So I think it gives him a little bit more leeway to try a few more things. And again, use that body that he has to really, we love those second balls coming down. I think he would be a little better. So I talked a lot there, but that's something I worked really hard on yesterday. So I wanted everybody to know. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm not convinced we have a striker problem yet. I just think we haven't quite, I know Archie hasn't proven himself, but I don't think we've given Archie enough minutes to fully show what he's capable of, doing. Not like what Toke's gotten. And Toke's good when he's good, but he just hasn't been this year. So instead of just Archie coming in off the bench, I'm like, okay, if Toke's not doing it, let Archie get some of these starts. Let him show what he can do let him play a whole game once. And if it doesn't work, then we do have a striker problem. But yes, I am an huge Archie fan. But I just don't think we've given him a fair chance to prove whether he could be our striker.
Well, and I agree, and I think he still is that striker the future can be. But and again, all of these I want to make sure. Again, these are for the rest of this year only, right? Other than maybe a Caden Clark, like I had mentioned, but these players, again, are players that I think we can bring in for the rest of this year that are proven in their positions. And again, I still think Archie's here for the long run and will be, but continue to play him. You certainly don't. If you bring in a Babase, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden Archie goes to nowhere. I just feel like we need somebody.
I like the runs Archie makes. I like his presence in front of the goal as far as attacking headers, different things like running behind.
It'll be interesting to see how Maximin kind of impacts the strikers. Yeah. Just because when Tokomati was really good last year, he was getting service from Zaha or earlier in the season.
Sure.
So I don't know. Maybe it's a striker problem. Maybe it's a service problem. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
I do think we have a service problem also because we harp on our strikers, but if you can't get your striker the ball, their job is not to go back and get the ball.
Right. The chicken or the egg. Yeah.
So.
Well, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think those were, like I said, me putting my GM hat on, my favorite hat to put on, and figuring it out. And I think those are players that could make sense. Again, none of these are speculated whatsoever, so it's just my word taking it. If it happens, obviously go back to this video and be like, ha! But
Amy's not going to be on board with your Archie slam.
I know. Yeah. I know that.
So, but anyway, we might be able to find a solution to these eventually someday if we turn our attention to our Crown Legacy spotlight.
There we go.
Crown Legacy had a game on Friday or a couple days ago, sometime in the week of morning after Leagues Cup. The Legacy played Huntsville City. They played them to a 2-2 draw. The Legacy did win in penalties, 5-4. So that put them in third place overall. They have 48 points, which is tied with Portland with 48. Both of those teams find themselves 4 points behind Austin, number 2, which is sitting in first place. Legacy does have 2 games coming up. Both of them are at the Sportsbox. They do play Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Ooh. Charlotte SC also plays, so figure that out. Double TV it. You can watch them on YouTube. And then they have a game Sunday at 7 at Matthews. So after we beat DC United on Saturday, just go check out Legacy on Sunday at 7 and watch them beat Chattanooga. So
love that.
Kudos to the Legacy. I do know Berkey had a successful surgery. I saw where he was out maybe 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how things go.
That's not bad at all.
Aaron John, though, I think whatever surgery he had was much more significant. They said he wouldn't return this season. So.
Oh, wow. That's a shame.
Tough. Yeah, I would have thought not the other way around, but I thought Berkey was certainly probably done for the year. But 4 to 8 weeks, not terrible. Love to see it. And anything else to add there? Or then, we'll go ahead and put a crown on this one. One more break, sponsored by Westie's Tea, and we'll be right back. All right, and right back from the break. It is now Around the League, and we'll just jump right in. It was a good week for us, productive week. I'll let you start it off, Amy, with some of the good news.
So Orlando, the team we love to hate, did us a favor by getting a draw against Cincinnati. So it was good that Cincinnati wasn't able to get 3 points. They just got 1. So they drew 1-1. And then, unfortunately, the other team we love to hate, Atlanta, they did win. And it did help us because they did beat another team we don't like very much. Because I really don't like Red Bull New York. So Atlanta, I still don't like you, but I am happy that you beat the Red Bulls 2-1. They scored. So both of those results gave us moving up in the standings because we gained points on both of those teams.
Give credit to Atlanta too. They just signed a Bolo, I saw. So big sign in there for them. We'll see what that's about. But yeah, they actually helped us. We don't like you. We're coming to see you in a week or 2 weeks rather. But thanks for that win.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else we have, Brian?
So Chicago's moves to third place.
No.
Oh, sorry. Cut. Toronto 2 over New England 1. Eastern Conference matchup and our opponent coming up this weekend. And then we have Nashville putting a hurting on Inter Miami 4-1.
Huge.
Messi did play in that game, so I know he's coming back from bereavement leave. But I'll tell you what, Nashville is rolling.
I'd say. I mean, 4-1. Another goalkeeper error there.
But at Nashville, so I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the fourth goal that was scored by Mukhtar there, but yeah, it was like a straight ball from the goalie, from Nashville's goalie, down the field to Miami's goalie, who just watched it go kind of over his head. And then Mukhtar taps it in for there to make it 4. But yeah, they're
rolling.
Oh yeah, Nashville.
They weren't though in Leagues Cup.
That part's true. Another reason we could have gone down something.
I know, right?
But anyway, for me, yeah, as we just talked about with Brian here, Chicago did get the victory 2-1 over Portland. That's the one result that we didn't like to see this weekend. All these other ones are roses for us. That one was not. Speaking of roses, shout out Portland. But anyway, NYCFC did lose, which we love to see, 2-3. They were up 2-0 in this game at halftime. Yeah. Philadelphia completes the comeback behind Kevin Sullivan's 2 assists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's starting to really play for them. And, yeah, 3-2 Philadelphia wins. So we'll go on over to the standings right away. We didn't have any Western Conference or hardly any in that particular segment. But as typical, I'll go through the Western really quick here. Vancouver continues to lead. They have 37 points in the West. Houston, we don't have a problem. We're in second place. Right. I couldn't believe it. I had to look at it 3 times to believe it. They are in second place is Houston Dynamo. Shout out Jack McGlynn. I know he plays for them. They've got it going. Second place Houston. LAFC did lose this weekend, and they dropped down to third for 34 points. San Jose goes down to fourth at 33 points, and then teams 8 through 12. That's really where you want to keep the eye, if you will. Those teams are separated by all of 1 point, starting with Colorado, Minnesota, Portland, Seattle, and San Diego. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. San Diego, all of them tied or within 1 point of each other. So that's kind of that last couple playoffs.
And Vancouver has a game or 2 in hand against some of those teams.
Yeah. Vancouver certainly they're kind of comfortably ahead, not unlike the East after that Nashville drumming. So I'll pass it on over to the East now. And Amy,
so we have talked about Nashville's kind of running away with it. They have 43 points. Miami, because they did get throttled by Nashville, they sit comfortably in second place, but 5 points behind Nashville with 38. But only 10 points behind we are, baby. Charlotte, we moved up to 5th with 28 points. So kudos to the boys in blue and black. We're in 5th. Looking good. Only up from here.
Now we got Chicago in 3rd on 32 points. Then New England 4th on 30. And then spots 6 through 9 are all separated by just 3 points from 27 to 24 points. And those teams are Cincinnati, NYCFC, Red Bull New York, and DC United. So still bunched in, but seeing a little bit of separation.
Yeah, right there behind us are those 6 through 9 spots.
But right there ahead of us is also.
But right there ahead of us, New England's only 2 ahead, right? I mean, so we, I really think it's, 3rd place isn't out of the realm of possibility. With the way we could get going, so but neither is 9th. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's right there. Exactly. So I love where we sit. I think we have a chance to move up. Got to continue to play, but yeah, definitely still a very hotly contested Eastern Conference. We'll just jump right into it. So it is everybody's favorite segment, the one that started it all. It is the match day preview. A little bit of a condensed version here, at least for the first. So there are, again, 2 matches this week, one on Wednesday night and then another on Saturday. Again, just because of the magic of television, this will not air before the first game happens. So we're just going to kind of breeze through this one. It will be Toronto hosting Charlotte FC. Toronto sits in 12th place with 20 points. Back on the road for the first time in a couple of matches here. I just want one bold prediction of what could happen in this game. It can be anything. I don't care what it is. One bold prediction and then a quick score, and then we'll move on to the next game.
All right, my bold prediction is that our guy, Rodolfo Loco, scores his first goal.
Oh, I like that one. Okay. From a striker position or right wing position?
I'm just going to be right wing.
Okay. All right.
My bold prediction is our boy Archie gets a brace in this game.
Okay. All right. So
from the striker position?
From the
striker position. Okay.
Because I think Archie gets to start on Wednesday.
That makes sense. Probably rotation.
My bold prediction for this game
is Maxi?
That there are less than 2 goals scored in this game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Personally, think that. Hopefully, we're the one that gets the 1 goal that happens, but I think it's going to be a low scoring, knock 'em, drag 'em type game. Get on the road, get 3 points any way you can. That's what I think my bold prediction for this game is.
Okay.
Any scores?
Yeah, I'll go 3-0 Charlotte. Archie in a brace. Archie with the brace. Maxi with his first goal.
I'm gonna go 1-1 with a draw.
Okay. I'm 1-0. Yeah, I'm going 1-0. If you can do my math there, I'm going 1-0 Charlotte, our favorite, Dino's favorite score line. As far as goal scorer, I think I'm gonna stick with Abada. Just the way he's been playing recently, I think that he can get one. Yeah, I don't know. Good one, hot foot. I don't know that he plays. Potentially, I mean, we'll see. But he could in a game like this. But again, just midweek game. A lot of games recently. It's going to be hot, I'm sure. Even though I know it is Toronto. But it's just I just 1-0. Charlotte wins. That's enough. And then we will move it right into the real match day preview. The one that happened Saturday. It is back at the bank. It is Charlotte FC. 5th place against 28 points, hosting DC United, 9th place on 24 points. Don't let DC fool you. Obviously, they're a team that over the last couple of years has been one of those bottom barrel type teams, but this year they are very competitive, again, sitting in a playoff spot as things currently sit. They're unbeaten in their last 6 MLS games. And they've played some good teams in that, Nashville and Miami, mind you. In that particular stretch. So obviously not an easy team to beat. They're certainly led by striker Ty Barabo. He's got 12 of their goals on the season. They don't have a lot. He's got 12. So certainly their number one go-to guy there in front of net. Head coach is Renee Weiler. He was just appointed last January, so he has been there for a little over a year, closing in on 2 years, I guess, at the end of the season. So starting to impose, I guess, some of his thoughts and philosophies, if you will. He's had nearly 20 years of coaching experience around the entire globe, so he's got a lot of time there. They pretty much run a 4-4-2 low block. I mean, there's not much to it in terms of I don't want to say he's not a creative coach. That doesn't feel fair right to him, but at the same time, it is a straight 4-4-2. Listen. This team does not pass the ball. I don't know what they do to progress the ball down the field. When I looked at the stats for this team, again, it was one of those triple, almost quadruple take things. So they're 12th in the Eastern Conference.
So their math doesn't math.
Well, it's not even that. It doesn't compute.
So
so they're what math does?
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. But yeah, they are 12th in the conference in goals. Obviously down toward the bottom with 27. They're 5th in goals against, so a little better on the defensive side than on the offensive side. But when I say they are dead last in the entire league in passes, I mean
like dead
last. They are nearly 800 passes behind second to last place. It's 29, 800.
That's a lot. That's like over a game's worth. 2 games worth of
several games worth.
I could not believe that number when I saw it. But it's true. I mean, unless, hashtag MLS.com lied to me, but they are 800 passes behind. They are dead last in passing accuracy.
So basically, they don't pass and they don't do it well either.
Yes, they don't. Not only do they not pass the ball, they do it poorly.
When they do it now.
So very hard.
But yet they've won their last 6 games.
Well, not one. They're unbeaten. So
they could have tied them.
Drew 3 and won 3 of those, I believe. Yes, but they are unbeaten in the last 6. Again, this probably doesn't come as a surprise based on those passing stats, but 13th in the conference in expected goals out of 15 teams. They are last in possession in the entire league.
The ball to pass.
Exactly, at 39%. Again, Charlotte 27th in the league at 46, by the way, there. So obviously this will be a game. Somebody's got to have more than 50% possession. That's just how math works.
They just let the ball.
It is a game between 2 teams
that
do not care to have the ball. The stats are staggering for DC United in terms of that. But I take all of that information. blend it together. What are our keys to the game to win in a game such like that, and how does it happen?
Well, my key to the game is none other than Saint-Maximin. I think he's just going to draw so much attention. He's going to allow players like Pep Biel, Tokomani, or Archie, if they're in, to come into the space. He's going to draw players over. I mean, just that little short sample size that we've seen in the last game. I think by Saturday, I think he's going to be playing a good bit of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Starting, maybe even playing the full 90. I'm curious what he'll do, in the midweek match. But I think he's the X factor, and I think our players that have been starving for service will get it when he's in the game.
Yeah. Are you making a prediction already?
I'll wait.
Okay. I agree. I think Maxi, we know he came over here, not necessarily, I mean, he can score goals, but he came over here as a creator, and I cannot wait to see him and Pep together. Because it's like, you have to decide somebody. You have to go, mark somebody. Are you going to mark Maxi and let Pep create? Are you going to mark Pep and let Maxi create? Or are you going to mark both of them? And then that opens up the pitch for others.
Right.
And I think with those two players on the pitch, it's only going to elevate our other guys around them. I think it's just going to help those other guys, like you said, get service. Hopefully they'll be able to have the touches we need and the finishes we need. But I mean, I'm excited to see both Pep and Maxi out there together. I think it's going to be super exciting. I think we're going to get to see the goals that we've been yearning so bad, see those at least big chance opportunities created once again. So
absolutely. My key to this game specifically is for us to, be more aggressive than we have been. Again, another thing, and I didn't throw it in there for some reason, stats on Charlotte that I found a little bit concerning. I mean, it's just the way we play. Obviously, they had 27th in possession. We are 29th in the league in interceptions and 29th in the league in tackles attempted as well, out of 30 teams.
But we have so many yellow cards.
Yeah, another story for another day, Dino might say. But yes, it was odd to me when I saw that. I wouldn't have known that unless I just happened to see it in front of my eyes. But to me, that's fine. That's good. I mean, obviously, we absorb pressure pretty well as a team. It's not even a defensive issue that I'm worried about. But I think in a game like this, with a team that just clearly does not pass the ball very well at all, I think you've got to go take the chances, go try to create some turnovers for yourself, make them have to pass the ball around you, if you will, right? And so I think that early press, as much as we can do it, and I think we talk about it enough, but specifically for a game like this, I want to see Pep Biel as high up the pitch as I can, running after them. I want to see whether it be Tokomani, whether it be Goodwin starting up top, same thing, right? And then obviously on the left side, Maximin coming into the game and leading the same way. Look, if we can start the ball or start possession with the ball, on their side of the pitch more often than not, I think that's our key to success in any game, specifically a game like this.
You just need that grit, tenacity, take it to them.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to see, Westy pushing up as far as he can, right? I think these are the games where you can take those chances. This could be
a game where Vianney could really push up too and make a difference.
Absolutely. Any of those players that are typically going to sit a little further back, this is a game to take 2, 3, 4 extra steps forward and see what you can do. And
to me, if we can unlock our strikers, whether it's Tokomani or Archie Goodwin, I mean, just think about Lielabada is on fire. We got Maximin. Pep can't stop scoring and assisting. I mean, if we can just unlock that striker, we're going to be a real dangerous team.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's exactly what I was thinking the other day, right? And if it can't be them, then why not give Loco a chance up there, who I think just fits that body type that we would look for. I think ultimately he is a winger, but maybe in the short term he could do that. But in this game, I don't think he'll be there. Like you said, I think this is going to continue to be either a Tokomani or Goodwin up top. But yeah, it's just about that, again, to me, pushing forward, getting that pressure on them early, getting the first goal, making them really feel like they have to come chase us. I don't think they can do that, and I think ultimately it's a win for our boys in black and blue. I'll go ahead and get right into the prediction as well. I do think this is a game we can run away with. I'll go 3-1, same score line as last weekend against Columbus. I think that's a fair one. Their one probably comes late. I think it's a 3-1, kind of whitewash type game. I do think Goodwin scores in this game. Boy, I'll shout him out. I think this is a game for him to score, or at least whomever's starting at striker. I think it could be Goodwin. I think he scores. I think this is the game Maximin gets his first. I will go ahead and pick him to be on the score box, and you can't go 2 games without picking Pep Biel. So he would be the third in this one. That's how we win this game, in my opinion. Amy, what do you think?
I'm going 4-0.
Oh.
I also think if we can go out there with tenacity and grit, and we get that Pep and Maxi thing going, and open up the space for some of our other guys, I think the goal will be open for us to score in. If Bronico's on the pitch, I'm putting Bronco with the goal. I just think this is the type of game where he will find that space. He will be gritty. So I guess he's kind of like a star or an asterisk guy. So I'll pick 4 other guys just in case. I'm going with Archie, Pep, Bryce, and Avada.
Okay, love that.
Yeah, I also I think this game's either going to go one or 2 ways. It's going to be either really tight, or I feel like we run away with it. And I predict we also run away with it. I'm going with a 3-0 victory for Charlotte. And my goal scorers are Pep Biel. I'm going to go Abada again, and I'm going to go Tokomani.
Okay, yeah, love it. All victories there. So out of the total, what is success? Is it all 6 points? Is that the only success for us over these next 2?
Yes.
I'd be okay with 4.
4's not bad.
I think not losing in the next 2 games. I don't want to. I definitely think we need 4 or more, and I think that's a success.
Okay. I tend to. Obviously, I'm greedy. I want to get 6, and I do think we can. But 4 out of 6 is never bad. But again, the one at home that just sticks out like a sore thumb. I think we got to win that one, and so it just really leaves it on that midweek game to see what we can do. But
I think we got a good chance of having a 6-point week. I think bare minimum it's got to be 4.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Any other closing thoughts or anything, guys?
I feel like we're on the up and up, guys. It's going to be exciting into the season.
Oh, man. Cannot wait. We're all excited. Again,
and I can't wait to see who this guy's
this mystery player.
Boy, I'm pulling for Bassett, I got to say. If it's Cole Bassett, boy, I'll be on the phone with you guys so quick. I'm excited to see whom it is and when it happens. And, again, it seems like it's happening pretty soon. So we will see with the rest of you guys. Before we go, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Continue to do so.
Throughout the video.
Feel free to comment. I might respond in a couple weeks, depending. I'm really bad at that. I apologize. It's not on purpose.
I'll read them and tell them to respond.
But yes, we will get to it. But in any case, again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, this was Charlotte for the week.